All right, looks like we have action at long last. Hi, my name is Greg Gouillart from Spread Eagle Productions, and we are live at last with Ray's Easter Classic 2022. What we'll be doing for our broadcast today is focusing on lane 21. That's the leftmost lane you see there, with Chris Merrill, last year's defending champion, standing at it. But of course, there are bowlers in a packed field, numbering about 70 to 80 or so. Chris Merrill starts off with a spread eagle, plus the 8-pin, and we're underway. We are here for 20 strings, which means bowling all day on this Easter Sunday. Glad you could join us for any part of it that you can. Merrill gets a good second ball. And thank you very much for your Herculean patience as we worked out the technical issues on, or Lita Lanes did on their end. Chris Merrill starts with an 8. And there's a strike for Chris Merrill in the second. Coming right back. It looks like my macros have gotten disabled somehow. I'm not sure how that happened. We'll have to fix that after this. Chris Merrill is filling a strike right now. He gets the 4 horsemen left side on his first bonus ball. So 6 so far. And a spare on strike. There's 3 bowlers on each lane, at least as many lanes with 3 bowlers as possible. So they'll roll 5 boxes at a time. So Chris Merrill on 38 and a spare. Filling the spare with a bucket load as well. That's 8. Good fill. 5 and dime. And a 10 box. You can see Chris Gouillart's a few lanes over clearing dead wood. That's a normal part of Candlepin. If the wood shoots too far forward of the line, it has to be removed in order to protect the equipment and make the shots gettable. Chris Merrill on our leftmost lane, lane 21, 56 for 4. Just narrowly missing the head pin. Some good action, though. Got the so-called Caleri, named after Bob Caleri, 4 horsemen and a 9-pin. Jerry picks the 2-pin, and now he's got his first difficult pinning puzzle on the 3rd ball. If you think about it, 20 strings, each pin is magnified by a factor of 20, and that can basically affect the score by a matter of like a few marks if it's an average spare of 6, for example. 64 half for Chris Merrill, and now Jondrow. As the broadcast goes, I'll do my best to keep an eye on other scores as we go. I'll also update the Lita Lanes results across the entire tournament. Jondrow leaves triangle number 3, 3, 5, 6. And just do my best to cover everything that's happening through the field. And to my knowledge, I believe this is the first ever live broadcast of this event. What a pleasure it is. Johndrow narrowly misses the 3-pin. I got a comment from Ben Witt's, a great fan of Spread Eagle Productions and Bowling Nerd Network. Jondrow gets an 8 box. The format is just 20 strings total pinfall. There is no knockout phase after this. I think you'll find most of these bowlers will be plumb tired after those 20 strings, so I think that's all they're in the mood for. They are definitely getting their money's worth today. Jondrow's second box hits the 3-pin. A drop of 3, in fact. Every ball and every pin's going to matter down the stretch. This is basically a marathon, so it's the little things that are going to add up over time. And we're glad you could join us for any part you can throughout this Easter Sunday. A good second ball from Johndrow, and it's the 110. A nice out at 10 box. Good conversion. Thank you to all 30 of you who've already tuned in nice and early to see this tournament. Hey, easiest way to support our channel is just to give a like on the video. Maybe share it if you think there is anyone else who might be interested in this great game of Candlepin bowling. And of course, feel free to follow our page, Bowling Nerd Network. And we have a YouTube channel as well called Spread Eagle Productions. Maybe you've done some of those things, maybe you haven't, but thank you either way for all your loyal support. Jondrow tripped out the 9-pin in the back, so he's got a bit of a chance here. 3-10 is the leave. And the wood rolls off on the back, so that's all he's going to have to look at. That wood in the channel's no good. Goes on the outside. How did he ring that 10-pin? What a good bid that was. There was a big reaction to that from his lane mates. They knew how close he came. 10 again. So if we have a field of about 70 bowlers, I'd estimate about 23 lanes are in use by my count. Well, actually 17 on this side of the house. Maybe more than that. Upwards of 30 perhaps. Johndrow finds the head pin. He's got the 7-8 and a piece of wood. Covering the 7. I don't know how in the world he's going to deflect that over to the 8, but maybe he's got another trick up his sleeve. We saw him make that 110 earlier. Steep angle. Shoots it off the wood. He got a bounce off the sidewall. No good. And another 10 and more solid pinning. One more box, then he'll sit down. And in the hole you see Mark Smith. On deck, rather, that you used to say. He came in 10th in last year's Easter Classic. Johndrow almost had the 4 horsemen, but the 7 gets kicked out. And now he's got a more conventional spare leave. 1, 2, and 4. Got the head pin on the outside. And that's it. Eight bucks. Nonetheless, a solid half, something he can work off of. And now here's Mark Smith. Wearing a Central Park Lanes jersey. There you see him on your screen. Nice to have Frank DeLuca in the comments section. My name is Greg Gouillart. Thanks so much for joining us today. The way it's going to work is the bowlers are going to rotate it through the lanes. So every lane they'll shift one to the right, although someone from the back of the house or lanes 1 through 18 side is going to come over on this side. So in that way, we're going to see 20 different sets of bowlers. Lots of pros, some people who just wanted to pay the fee and play 20 strings of bowling. It sounds like a great time to me, certainly. I'm not sure what the delay is with Mark Smith's first delivery, but he looks to be underway soon. So we're looking forward to bringing all that to you. Here goes Smith, lane 21 on the left side. Got the head pin, a little thin, pins tumbling. I don't believe I've mentioned it. These are brand new pins. I'm not sure if you can tell just how bright white they are, but they are brand new, flat bottoms, so they might be tough to knock off their spot. But then they slide nicely on the deck, creating nice action like that for Mark Smith, first spare of the day. Again, I apologize for the macro malfunction. I look forward to having that fixed for you as soon as possible. Filling a spare is Smith. Got the head pin with it. Again a thin shot. Again a great leave. 8 fill. Against the 3-5. Jerry picks the 3-pin, no spare. One thing I should mention about this tournament as well, the prize money. First place gets a big cash prize. Somewhere in the range of $3,500 to $5,000 historically. I'll get the exact count for you as soon as I get the chance. Mark Smith, 28 for 2. There'll be prize money for about the top 8 or 10 finishers as well. It depends on the size of the field and the exact format this year, but historically that's been the case. In addition to some nice prize money for high single strings out of the money as well. They usually receive about $50 each. Smith lands on the 2-pin. Got rid of all the sleepers in the back and the 10-pin. You see how these pins are creating some late action. 1, 3, 6, 7. I'm also realizing he's being courteous to Grattan on his right side. That's why he was waiting around, making sure he didn't infringe on his delivery. Right before left. That's how the right-of-way rules work around here. 10 again. By that I mean the bowler on the right side goes before the bowler on the left to avoid cutting someone off. Basically, you can be in close proximity, and nobody wants to interfere. Grattan is in turn waiting for Reno Jr. to his right. Now Smith is going to get to go on lane 21. His delivery gets good sidewall action. 1-9, couple pieces of wood hiding back there. I have a good feeling about this one, if I'm honest with you. For his second spare. Oh, he caromed away. It betrayed him. There were 2 pieces of wood, and they might have split apart and not backwards towards the 9-pin, as hoped. Yet another 10. Don't take these 10s for granted. These are some good bowlers we have starting out on lane 21. It's those extra pins that are going to add up down the stretch. So right now, we're being treated to some very sound bowling. A nice steady start in the first string of 20. That's 3, 5, 7, and 8 for Mark Smith in his 5th box before defending champ Chris Merrill stands up to complete his second half of the first string. Got in there. He gets the shot. 3, 5, 7, 8. And he will sit down on a spare. Since my macro failed, I'll light that up red so that you can see the mark working. Now Chris Merrill will get up and complete the second half of his first string. He'll pause a moment while Grattan's over with that quickly. I was about to say he was waiting for the bowler to his right to complete his fifth box. And now this pair of bowlers, Chris Merrill. Building on a 64 half, no mark. Chris Merrill, when he won the tournament, won with a score of 2,580, an average of 129. Again, gets a great carom, and he's got the 1-3 after all is said and done. It's generating the action, but you got to generate the right angle. And the one pin goes right around the 3. That's about the third time we've seen a pin ring around the rosy on this lane. 10 box. Thanks so much for joining our presentation today. This is the first of 20 strings live here from Ray's Easter Classic. Leda Lanes in Nashua, New Hampshire. We're in for a long one, so we appreciate you joining for any amount of time you can. And we're going to see a lot of bowlers cross through lane 21. We once again see the 7-8. This time it's Chris Merrill, and this time, unlike Jondrow, the piece of wood is on the right side. Goes left side of the wood, ball still on the plate and bouncing back and forth. And out of play. Leaving him to complete this pin for the 10 box. Box number 8. On the head pin this time. 4-6-10. The 6-10 is obviously the easy part. Got it. Oh, he kicked it across. Great spare. Spare working. 94 and a ball through 8. So a chance to crack into the 120s here with a good fill from Chris. Here it comes. Little right. Not a good mix. 5 drop. There's an 8 pin hiding back there as well. Got in the pocket again and another spare. Back to back. $109 and a ball. The fill didn't quite get him into 120s territory last time, but now's his chance. He's no longer the leftmost bowler, so watch the gray shirt. Here comes the fill ball. There goes the pins. Strike on spare. $129 and 2 final balls. That strike came in the 10th, so the 2 balls is all he gets. Just like that, Chris Merrill has already reached his average from last year. First bonus ball on the head pin. No double, but he's got 8 at least on the fill, and he will break the 130s in his first string of the day as defending champion. Second bonus ball turns it into 9, 138. Now Adam Johndrow to step up, working on a 46 half. Jondrow got on target. Left the, I believe that's the 6 pin annoyingly still standing, the 2, 4, and 6. Needs an out here. And there's his out, 10 box. Good pinning. Those add up down the line. That's definitely worth the fist bump you saw. Yeah, looking around 25 or 30 lanes being filled up today. Johndrow gets 8, and he's got the 3 and 9, double wood, or the inverted half Worcester, as you will. About 25 or 30 lanes back into place. Almost all of this side of the house, plus about lanes 1 through 10 on the other side. Did the best he could with that piece of wood, played it on the right side. And a 9 box. I see an 8 lit up there, so I'm going to have to score that at 64 for 8 for the time being. Maybe he'll notice later, maybe it will be corrected, but I'm going to mark it as the scorer has it. That's on the head pin, and he's got the 3-6 left. Big chance now for Jondrow after some solid work in the earlier boxes to get a spare and bring him right back up to par. Yes, there it is. $74 plus through 8. This is Adam Johndrow's first Easter Classic. Half Worcester right side. 2 fill on the spare. Little bit about Ray's Easter Classic. This is the 32nd. Actually, no, it's the 33rd, I believe, Easter Classic, having started in 1989. Named after former owner Ray Simino of Leda Lanes. This is the 3rd ball for Johndrow. The piece of wood takes out the 8 pin for a 7 box. $83 through 9, last box, first of 20 strings. Waiting for the bowler on his right. Here he goes. Gets away from him and lands on the 4 pin. That's a good bounce back ball. Gets not quite the reward he maybe deserved on that. He does have a chance for an out. 7 down, 3 to go. That piece of wood should carry the 2, but it's possible it might hit the sidewall and do something funny. And indeed, it just rung around the 6 pin for an 8. $91 first string, and now here's Mark Smith. Remember, Mark Smith is filling a spare. Here comes that bonus ball right off the foul line. And a good drop. 7, leaving triangle number 6. Spare chance gets it. Back to back. Again, I'm sorry for disabling my macros, which allow me to put the nice little triangular smudges for the spares and strikes. I hope by next string I'll be able to get these fixed for you, so that it'll look more like our other videos on Spread Eagle Productions, like those 3 instant classics I've had the chance to do. This one lands on the head pin, and a 7-drop. Building a good string, Mark Smith's already in the 120s, and he's got 4 boxes to go. This sleeve is going to be insidious, though we've seen some wacky sidewall action, so you never know. Here he goes, scoots by the 4-pin. That piece of wood tapped the 4-pin, nearly got him a 10. Instead of 9 box for 91. Cross lane, gets over to the 2-4 and takes out the left side, so he's got 1, 3, 5, 6, 9, and 10. Got on the outside of it, a little full this time. Peeling back the layers of the onion, 4 on the first ball, 3 on the second ball. This sleeve seems doable. It's getting in that rhythm that's going to make a big difference down the line. Even a single pin can magnify. 9 box. You saw the slight look of frustration, and he knows it's going to take an exceptional effort to be number 1. Mark Smith could do it. He averaged 120 in last year's Easter Classic. That lands on the head pin. Ay, ay, ay. Check mark right side, plus the 7 pin in his penultimate box. Gets 2 more. Looks like the scorer is having issues detecting the 9 pin, it seems. It's showing... Nope, there's the 7. It detected it now. 7 down, 3 to go. And an 8. 108 for 9. Now, a bit of a scoring situation. The lane wasn't halted, so a scoring correction will have to be issued. Once again, we are live here from Leda Lanes in a packed house. 20 strings of bowling coming up right here on Bowling Nerd Network. To my knowledge, the first ever live broadcast of this prestigious event. I'd also like to thank all 57 of you right now who are watching our stream live. Thank you very much for your support here. Again, give the video a like and perhaps share it with your friends as well. We greatly appreciate it. Well, I'm not going to be greedy. Honestly, just hitting that like button is such a show of support. It tells Facebook that people like the game of Candlepin. Either way, we appreciate your support just by watching. Thank you. Mark gets a good leave here. 2-4 in his final box and a chance perhaps to bring himself back up to that 120s territory. Wood slides into the plate, so it'll be a clean shot. Gets his third ball down the lane, and it's 118 in the first string. You can see a bit of frustration, but it was a good string, and there's plenty more to come. We'll be back soon once everyone completes their first string. The bowlers will rotate, and we'll get started with a new set of bowlers in the second string. I'm going to take a quick commercial break right now so I can reset the scoreboard and get that fixed up for you all, and we will be right back.